First of all, good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming for today's seminar to listen to my about my experiences of working in the research projects. Well, today's session aims are to share my personal experiences of participating in the research project, state-funded research project, to highlight some challenges that we have experienced, that I have experienced, that we have experienced as a team, some strategies that we've learned and the lessons based on the challenges, and perhaps to inspire others, guide others who is going to undertake this research process in future, or those who started already working at the projects. Today's outline is introduction. Here I will introduce myself and background of the research project at which we are working, research process and activities, challenges that we face, lessons learned, useful tips, outcomes and achievements, some advice for participants during question and answer session. First of all, let me introduce myself. My scientific degree is candidate of philological sciences. I am an SDU associate professor. Maybe I will sit here because my participants. Well, I'm an SDU associate professor, and my work experience is I worked for 15 years in Blackman University. Then I came to SDU University in 2015, and working here since that year in the Faculty of Education and Humanities. My current position is Director of Research Center after Ahmedjanova, which is the Language, Culture, Communication, and I'm a Senior Research Fellow at our department. I teach the following courses: academic writing for master and doctoral students, English for academic purposes for bachelor students, advanced grammar of English. Background of the research project. Here I should tell that I'm not the lead coordinator, not the principal investigator of the project. I am a team member and assistant of the principal investigator of our project. And actually, I joined the project when it was going to start, when the contract was signed, everything was ready to work, and I was invited to work in that project by the principal investigator in August or July, I don't remember exactly, 2023. At the beginning of the project. The duration is from 2023 to 2025, and this year is the end project. I will try to share all the challenges and experiences during these 3 years journey. So this is the title of the project. It sounds exploring the practices of using English medium instruction in the context of internationalization of higher education institutions in Kazakhstan. Actually, the original version is in Kazakh language because the principal investigator he sent the proposal in Kazakh language, but well, the publications, all the work, the reports, everything was carried out in English. For us, that was more comfortable. And I think this is more comfortable to share the results with the international audience. The project main aim was to answer the research question: what kind of challenges do the Kazakhstani higher education institutions with the English medium of instruction face at an organizational and instructional levels, and how these challenges can be responded effectively. So here there are two issues. First, the challenges of EMI, and the second, how to cope with the challenges at the organizational, instructional, and also we added here student level. Well, during the project, it was decided that we should add individual level also. The research process. So first, principal investigator shared all documents, including research proposal, the aims of the project, calendar plan for 3 years, and the required outcome. That was crucially important to know what we are expected, what is expected from us at the end of the project. And also, a lead coordinator, he provided us with a lot of literature, with a lot of sources. That was a large folder with the literature related to our topic of investigation. That was very helpful to us, because previously my research interest was not in that direction, not in the direction of English medium instruction, but it was in the direction of academic writing, digitalization in education, something of this kind, but not EMI. Therefore, for me personally, it was very helpful when when the head of the project shared all the documents to get acquainted what is going on in this sphere, what are the key sources in this sphere. In today's seminar, I don't want to dive deep into the details of the project, because I understand that everyone has his own direction, and well, maybe the details will not be interesting so much. Therefore, mostly just the procedures maybe will be of interest more than the details of the research project itself. First, secondly, principal investigator distributed all the roles and responsibilities among the project members according to their level of expertise. Of course, assigned the tasks from the very beginning and pointed the deadlines. For those who is going to apply for project, especially for the heads of the projects, well, this is very important to know that the team should consist of different professionals, different experts in different spheres, not in different spheres of research, but I mean that, for example, if one of the team members is good at research methods, at undertaking the data analysis, for example, one is should be very good at collecting data. One, for example, should be very good at theoretical issues. That is, of course, very important to have such a team with very different levels of wide levels of expertise. So first the first task was to create the project website and to make an overview of all EMI policies of various universities. And the first outcome, according to the calendar plan, was publication in the journal recommended by the Ministry of Higher Education and Science of Kazakhstan in 2023. That was the first outcome. And we should have shared our results of this overview of EMI policies of different universities through publication in such a journal. And this, I want to show you in the previous slide, there is the website link. If you open, yeah, this link is situated in the university official site. If you go to university official site, there is the research window there. And in the research window, state grants. Well, if you navigate there, you can easily find all the grants, state-funded projects for different years. And this is the website that we created in the first year of our project to share the information with the audience, to share the research aims, objectives, then information about the research team there. If you click on the research team, about so here is the research team, and this is the principal investigator, and this the team members. Well, as we have understood, the team members can be changed during the project, can be added some additional members, or some of the members due to some reasons can be extinct from the project. Well, and this is our final team which worked together during 3 years. And the research output, here we have placed information about the activities that we have undertaken during the research project, the conferences that we have participated, the publications in international journals, the workshops that we have conducted to share our results, and the reports that we have written at every stage of our investigation. For example, in the 2023, the first year of working with the project, we have started the research by exploring the current state of EMI research in Kazakhstan and current state of the EMI policies in different universities by investigating the official sites of the universities, and we have written the report on this information. In 2024, we have published several papers according to calendar plan. As I told you, everything that we do in the project, we should do according to the calendar plan. The calendar plan is an official document which is attached to the contract, and we should strictly follow all the points that we have from the beginning just pointed there, that if we wrote that we will publish the article in 2023 or in 2024, it should not be delayed, it should be published that year. The only thing that, and my advice, you should not put, you should not write that you will publish something in the first year of your project. Previously, in the previous seminar by Shivali Agay, he also mentioned that we should not write that we are going to publish something in the first year, because this is almost impossible, taking into account that the publication process takes so long, but the project starts not from the very beginning of the year, but until it is approved, until all the documents are signed, it can be almost the half of the year. And little time is left for publication. So how did we cope with this? That was our first challenge. Our first principal investigator, he wrote the letter to the committee, analysts, to postpone this date due to the limited time left, and they approved that letter. And we published this paper in 2024. So we got the permission, but in order to prevent such kind of things, from the very beginning, think of this. Do not claim that you will publish something in the first year of your working with the project. Well, so what were my responsibilities in the project? I had a lot of responsibilities. Here I will list some of them, which I remember during the 3 years. Starting from exploring different issues, writing the articles, or my part of the article. Well, assisting principal investigator in creating the survey questions, piloting the survey, piloting the different surveys related to the project, to the research. Well, writing letters. There was a lot of work related to creating the survey and piloting it. To help, also one of my responsibility was to help principal investigator to equip the team members. Just I created the document, Google sheet, where project members wrote what they need, what kind of hardware or what kind of software they needed. And according to their needs, we have provided with all those hardware and software and provided the team members in order to, well, in order they could work efficiently. Well, also we bought the subscription to the journals. That is, I wrote here sources. This is subscription for the journals, which we will need for writing the methodical recommendations. And those journals were very helpful to us. Then writing reports, helping to write the parts of the reports when it was required. Usually it is required to write reports every 3 or 4 months. Every 3 or 4 months we fill in the form what we've done, what activities are completed according to calendar plan. Again, I want to remind that I told you previously that everything should be strictly followed by the points of the plan. So if there is an objective, there was an objective to conduct a seminar during the period of from September to December. So you should conduct that seminar, and in the report, you should report that you have conducted the seminar in such and such time frame, and you follow the calendar plan. Well, to organize seminars in order to share the research results, we have conducted several seminars during 3 years in order to present some stages of our research, share some results. And if you are interested in more detail, as I showed you previously, you can find the seminar information, the titles, the procedure in our website, which I have shown you. And there were a lot of other issues in which I assisted principal investigator, of course, related to the project. As a team, I can say that our principal investigator, his team, the people that he included in the team, they all have good, let's say, high level of expertise in undertaking the research. And therefore, maybe we not only well, completed the things that we have pointed in, that we have written that we will complete in the calendar plan, but moreover, instead of, for example, one publication in the Foxon journal, we have written 3 articles and we have 3 publications in Foxon journal. And instead of one Scopus journal, which we claim that we will have one Scopus journal publication in Scopus journal to share our final results. We have 2 Scopus journals because well, we had so much data that we wanted to share all those results, because all this data that we have collected, it was impossible to include only in one article or only in 2 articles. And challenges that we have faced. I have divided them into 3 types of challenges. First is research-related challenges. First is related to data collection. As you know, it is very difficult to collect data through surveys because of the very low response rate in the surveys. Well, in order to collect data, we have, first of all, our principal investigator wrote letters to the rectors of 11 universities, official letters, in which he asked the permission to conduct surveys at their universities. So that was a survey for teachers and for students, different 2 surveys. In that letter, we shared the link, all the necessary information to conduct the survey, for whom it is intended, for what category of teachers, for category of students. As I have mentioned previously, that was strictly English medium instruction teachers, and the students who accordingly study in STEM specialties or social sciences, who studied by EMI. So, low response rate. And here, and so from some universities, even no response came. Well, of course, we didn't try, they didn't try from what exactly university they are, but we have understood when we started to collect data that some universities even didn't share any results. Maybe this letter didn't go far from the rector's room, rector's office. I don't know. I can say exactly. Maybe students and teachers were so busy to fill it in. But one tip here is it is very useful to have some contacts, informal contacts in these universities. Well, the official letter is sent to the university, to the rector, and the rector, in his turn, he forwards the letter to the departments, to the heads of the department to share with the teachers and students. And from that moment, if you have some acquaintance in that department, that is excellent, of course, to accelerate the process. To accelerate the process, you just write to your acquaintance and ask to control this or whatever it is. Of course, this is concerned with the ethical issues, so we cannot make someone fill in our survey. We cannot force them, and nobody forces them. And in the survey, there was the letter, consent letter.
So how many
responses? Yeah, we have collected 1,500 responses due to those acquaintances. I would say they helped a lot.
And then you call it low rate of responses.
But it would be low if not those unofficial things, you know. we asked them to control the situation, just to ask the students to feel to ask, to resend the link one more time after some period of time to the chats.
Do you know how much time will it take for one person to fill it?
How much time?
Yeah, like one person to fill up that.
About 15 or 20 minutes. It is written in the
I mean,
survey.
I think it's a big success. I think
15, yeah.
like 15 to 20 minutes for one person to take, and you were
Yeah,
able to get more than 1,000 responses. That's very big. Very big.
Yes, because that survey was very large and included a lot of issues, because we didn't want to send again and again the letters to the rectors, ask again and again. And as I understood, principal investigator wanted to collect all the data at once. And those data that we didn't need, we didn't use, we used the data that we needed. Okay. Then the next problem was the data analysis. First, we had some methodology constraints. We didn't know how to analyze the data, and then we bought SPSS program, and we had a very good, very proficient research assistant who could do that analysis and analyze it quantitatively.
We did analysis.
Tulepova Madina. And here also we asked advice from Sanatarai. He helped a lot. He consulted, let's say, what kind of data analysis we can do for this or that data, for any kind of data. He looked at the data and said that for this data we'll do this analysis, for this data it is possible to do this analysis. Therefore, we worked as a team as usual. Well, I told you about ethical issues already. That is just we cannot force to fill in the survey, but in order to collect the data, sometimes we use the unofficial, informal ways. Negotiating about conducting interviews. Here, principal investigator conducted a lot of interviews with rectors, vice rectors, and deans of various universities. And here, finding appropriate journal for publishing. This is also a challenge because some journals are very expensive. We tried to find the journals which are free for publishing when it was possible. Well, and we tried to search for the journals which publish the issues related to EMI, some specific field. And of course, publishing takes very long time, especially the review process. And therefore, I wrote it in the research-related difficulties, waiting for this is very stressful, waiting for the review process, waiting for the publication process, especially when you have deadlines. Well, next category, organizational administrative challenges. Here, meeting deadlines, of course, as I have already mentioned, filling documentation, need to be aligned with the calendar plan, as I told. Mostly just because I am not the principal investigator, I don't know many of the organizational and administrative challenges. Well, those which I experienced, these are related to this meeting deadlines, for documentation, reports, and aligning with the calendar plan. And my personal challenges, of course, connected with the teaching workload, because I also teach to master and doctoral students, and this is rather difficult to balance teaching process with the research process, and moreover balancing with family responsibility, all of this stuff. And this is very important to have time management skills and not to procrastinate. Well, and keep yourself in a good condition in order to keep up with everything. Lessons which I have learned, and some useful tips. First, of course, when you choose the people for your team, you should choose the right people. What does it mean, right people? Right people means competent team with the useful networks. Networks, one of them I have mentioned when you collect data. Maybe some useful networks when you want to publish your manuscript, publish your articles. Well, be Kazakhstani journals or international journals, anywhere you have some good networks in that, from those journals, from those universities, it can accelerate your education. And right people also means that this is good when your team consists of the people with high proficiency in research skills. Well, not only research skills, but not only in undertaking the research, but in informed about different series. Then these roles should be distributed correctly. I think I told you already about the expertise level at the beginning, right? Well, and this is the same here. For example, if one team member is good at conducting data analysis, then it's better to give them this responsibility to do only data analysis, not to overload with any other responsibilities in which he is not good at. Always keep a plan, clear planning, define clear goals from the start. Also, this is related to the calendar plan, which is crucially important in the project work. Well, if you define clearly your objectives and define clearly your outcomes, then you will not have problems. So you know exactly what you will do. Always keep in mind the required outcomes and their deadlines, which is crucially important. Also, I mentioned about this already. Setting smaller milestones, breaking down a big task into smaller, manageable steps with specific deadlines. Our principal investigator, he was very good at this because he didn't give us well, at once some large task. First, as I told you from the beginning, that first task was to overview the official sites of the universities, overview the EMI policies, and create the website of the project. That is the first milestone in our journey, research journey. So for us, it was easier to undertake the research in this way, just by small milestones and steps. And of course, these were manageable steps, and for each step there was a specific deadline, which we tried to keep to, and there were regular check-ins, and there was accountability, whether we are going to be on time. We are going to meet that deadline. And such control also is very helpful to prevent the problems with the deadlines. And concerning the research proposal, even though I didn't write any proposals, now I am doing it myself to write this proposal also. Therefore, I participate in other seminars of the successful project leaders who wrote successful proposals. But what I learned from that is that the proposal should be well thought and very thorough. And only in that situation, it will lead to good and manageable calendar plans. And of course, a very important thing here, you should think of the language that you will use in the proposal. If you, because you know, if you wrote it in Kazakh language, then all the reports should be in Kazakh language. For those who is not good at Kazakh language, this is quite a challenge to write the reports in Kazakh. Well, but it depends on the leader of the project, of course, what language is comfortable for him or for her to write the proposal. He will do it in that language. Well, outcomes and achievements of the project here. We developed some key skills, critical thinking skills, teamwork, also very important skill. Academic writing skills, very important. Research skills also were developed during these 3 years. Or let's say, we had those skills, but we upgraded. Then we had 3 publications in the journals recommended by Ministry of Science and Higher Education of Kazakhstan, 2 in Scopus journals, 1 is percentile 41 and 1 is 38. Well, according to calendar plan, it was written that we will publish in the international journal, high-ranked international journal, with at least 35 percentile. Therefore, this is according to calendar plan. We have 1 publication in SDU Bulletin, our university journal, Pedagogy and Teaching Methods. Then we presented in local conferences and conferences in different other countries, and tried to build networks for future research collaborations during those conferences. Then we've written 2 books. One is Manual for Senior Leadership Teams of Higher Education Institutions, which is titled English Medium Instruction in Kazakhstani Universities, Guidelines for Implementation and Provision. This is for the rectors, deans, and the administration and higher senior leadership team members of the universities. And the second is for teachers, for EMI teachers, Handbook for Lectures on English Medium Instruction. This book is intended for EMI instructors on social sciences as a handbook with the recommendation, pedagogical recommendations, and there are different exercises here which the teachers can use during their classes. And practical, the academic impact of the project is here we have a deeper understanding of teaching methods and pedagogy related to EMI. And actually, I myself, I use the research results in my teaching practice when I teach my doctoral and master's students. Based on our publications, we discuss the issues related to our research project. And I use one of the articles for writing the literature review, for writing the introduction of the literature review, well, as a handout. for article analysis. So actually, that's all what I wanted to share with you today. If you have any questions, you're welcome.
There were some delays with the fundings. Money didn't come on this in time. You have to like shift your space on that.
No. Well, there was some delay money. We didn't receive some funding for a couple of months, but it didn't affect much. Because we have bought all the necessary equipment the first year. The first year, the laptop that we need, everything that we need, we bought already, and we didn't experience challenge with that.
Any other questions? Yeah, we're gonna thank you for the
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
expertise and experience.
Mhm.
Like for the skills, are you allowed to hire external or to be internal?
Sorry?
For the skills you talked about, if you're forming your team,
Mhm.
are you allowed to hire external from the grant or you need to hire internally from the grant?
You mean the team members,
Yes.
hire international members? Well, we had one international member as an advisor, but she was not in the team. She was as an advisor. She gave some advice as with the reporting publications for proofreading, for example. Well, frankly speaking, I'm not the principal investigator. I didn't write the proposal, and I don't know exactly whether we have, if we can hire international members.
Normally you can hire as many people as you want within but certain budget.
Can hire international members?
You can hire the question was the question international, was it?
No, I mean just external.
External.
Yes. You can hire many people, but it has to be within the budget.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to hire more people, the others will get less money. So they are quite flexible. You may like during the proposal, you may have written that we need 5 people, but then when you like at the second year, let's say the same project, you want to hire 2 more people, something like that.
Yeah, you can hire additional.
Additional to this.
Yeah, during all these years, you can hire additional if you need more people.
You can also fire some.
Yeah, fired also fired. Nobody got fired from our
Okay.
project.
No, just body. Yes, it's your presentation was very clear, so nobody has questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for inviting me.
So we are just stopping this one.